one small mistake caused us to lose $200,000. Today we're going to cover how we are dealing with frozen pipes here in Brookline, what the heck happened, what is the damage, and how we are dealing with it. Picture this for a moment. I was driving out of Boston going to a family event for New Year's, and I got a call from the neighbor saying that water is on the street, it's coming out of your basement. And that is a frightening call, because right off the bat, living in Boston, I knew that this had to do with frozen pipes. So to give you guys some context, when renovating homes, we are not on site every day. There are periods of time when the house is sitting vacant. The week between Christmas and New Year's was one of those weeks, and there were no contractors at the house or the project manager. But the thing is, I was hours away. I really couldn't turn around and get to the project on time to shut off the water. Thank God my project manager, Charlie, was around, so he came on site right away, I think within an hour or so. So imagine this, I'm driving and he's telling me, man, we got 4 feet of water in the basement. Sprinkler pipe burst, it's a mess in there, I don't know what to do. And actually he took the next step and he started getting the water out with pumps. Put a few pumps in the basement and pumped the water into the sidewalk. In my mind, fear took over. I'm like, how do we deal with this? These are older homes. So if you let water stay for a while, it can compromise the foundation, right? It can compromise the structure of the property. The town got notified because obviously we called and said, hey, we need to stop the water on the street. The valve here in the basement wasn't working. So we called the town and all inspectors showed up. The building inspector, the plumbing inspector, electrical inspector, and they gave us a stop order right away. Now on the street, they cannot turn the water off because that valve is broken. So again, stressful situation. I'm getting these calls left and right, and I cannot do anything about it. I'm sharing this story with you guys because these are things that do happen in our line of work. And I'm sharing it more as a lesson learned for you and for me. We'll learn more during this time of challenge than any other time because we are forced to get better. We are forced to learn from our mistakes. What I was struggling with is figuring out what is the worst case scenario, right? What is the worst that can happen here? My fear was about how much damage can this water cause, and unfortunately it caused a lot of damage. The building inspector told us, got the whole place down to the studs, right? Don't keep anything. And we said, hey, the water, actually the issue was somewhere in the stairs here in the center. Why should we gut the whole place? But you got to work with the building inspectors because there's really no way around it, right? Take it down to the studs and start fresh. But to do that on a 6,000 square feet building, that's a lot. It's very costly. You got demo costs, you got installation costs, you got drywall costs for, again, getting it back to normal. And to give you guys a little bit more perspective, when this happened, we had just passed the rough inspections. So we were ready to move on to the next stage, which was the finishes, right? So this project was halfway through when this issue happened. So what happened? Well, it set us back to now having the place gutted a few months later because that's what the building inspector is asking for, right? He wants a safe building with no mold, which makes sense, and no other issues, right? And the electrical inspector said the same thing. He was like, hey, by the way, all those new wires that you installed for electric, they gotta come down because the water damaged those as well. That's where that $200,000 come from because now you're doing everything brand new again. So extremely painful lesson. I wanted to share that with you guys because it's real and it does happen on job sites, unfortunately. What are the takeaways from an issue like this one? Well, the main takeaway for me is that we need to do everything we can to make sure our projects are either heated or winterized. We are in the Northeast and our winters are brutal, they are long, and this is something that we need to take very, very seriously. The other thing is, when you have a team, don't assume that someone will know what to do and they will make sure, for example, the heat is on unless it's their job to do so, right? We did not have this task assigned to anyone. Thinking is a simple thing, thinking is common sense, obviously, to have heat in the winter in the building, but that is where we went wrong. This issue caused us to focus on creating SOPs, standard operating procedures. So our tasks are clear, they are assigned to someone, and we can keep each other accountable, right? The more clarity, the better. Some other actionable steps though is walk the projects daily, right? Have eyes on it. There are also smart thermostats, right? Everything is online now. You can have a smart thermostat that can control the heat remotely. So to recap, guys, don't let yourself get into a similar situation to this one. Rehab projects can be very challenging, but it's good to be prepared. This happened to us because we were spread thin, and it's important to only undertake enough projects before things get out of hand. Let me repeat that. There is no benefit in growing too fast or taking on multiple projects if you cannot handle it. Quality of work might drop, timeline to complete the project will extend, making the deals less profitable. So this is a lesson for you as much as it is for me to remember. More is not always better. Guys, that's all I have for you today. It's really painful for me to do this video, and it took me a couple months to get over that pain because I feel like we failed miserably with this project. And it was such a stupid mistake that caused us to lose a lot of money. But honestly, it's important to share the good and the bad and make you aware of the different problems that come up on construction sites. Again, the main reason I'm sharing this is for you guys to be aware of what can happen on a job site. But don't let that be a roadblock, right? Things will happen, we'll learn from it, I'm learning from it, and it's gonna make me a better investor long term. We'll get through this, we'll make this project a success, and we'll be better on the other side. We'll be a way better investor because again, we learned, implement, and finish the job. Guys, if you find this helpful, please like, share, subscribe. I'd love to see you at the meetups. If you are local to me in Boston, we get together once a month, hang out with other real estate investors, and we get a guest speaker to come and educate us on different topics. So come say hi, mention the YouTube videos. That really makes me happy, gives me energy. If you have a deal, if you are active in real estate investing and you're looking for partners, please reach out. All right guys, catch you on the next one.